That's awesome, Jay. So with 100,000 distributors and 30 gamers per distributor, that's 3 million. And all we need to do, guys and gals, get 3,000 concurrent users. We can do it.
We can do it.
Yes, we can.
I think I'm going to go from a marketer to a full-time gamer like you, Jay.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
You were going to ask me, what do you do? I just play video games.
I used to make so many excuses to my dad and why I was playing games all day. I would exhaust every excuses you can come up with. I'll tell them how the space games that I'm playing is actually helping me understand management of resources. How I need a certain number of minerals at the same time, build a certain number of units, build this planet, and then I was playing these games like Civilization, and I was telling them how I was learning history from games. But now I don't have to be shy about telling people that I'm a gamer. Because in the end, this utilization and balancing of resources can be applied in real life. I'm glad I played these games. I'm glad I played these games. And now I'm able to manage 300 companies as opposed to just a single entity. So this is good. And I think this is going to be a very big trend that is to come.
Huge. I can't wait, Jay. I can't wait. I have a couple of questions that came from, my team leaders. One thing, can you distinguish the difference between the SPNC that people are pulling up versus SGC? Can you explain that, please?
Yes. So SPC versus SGC. So I don't want people to get SGC is the only game company that Suponic has.
Okay.
So there was a, and just so that everyone's clear, and I probably should articulate this in the, I think Jacques calls it the red carpet thing. So I'll join that meeting as well, and hopefully I'll explain the history of where we came to be. But everything we did prior was really with non-digital, was all physical products, and we would provide certain dividends when they participate in the hospitals and the water plants and things of that nature. So there's no competition. We did not build multiple coins that is in conflict with another. And at the same time, and all these coins are now unifying under the one umbrella. But as far as the previous investors are concerned, this is related to the physical thing, which is actually very profitable right now and ongoing. Now, as far as the SGC is concerned, another term that you would have heard is called GGP. So GGP was the original name that I thought of, called Good Game Platform. There was a game company that I decided to, and by the way, I designed this without thinking of MLM in mind. It was going to be, I pretty much donated my ideas and the platform that I created in order to help people so that they can participate and benefit from it. But prior to that, my initial plan was to just do a retail version of it, so that from the beginning we won't involve any MLM. It'll be a flat out just an affiliate program people can involve in. And so somebody came in and they were in a situation where they wanted to create a digital coin, and I pretty much donated my technology so that it can help them. And it was a project called Snowball. And Project Snowball lasted 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, we raised over $14 million. But again, the initial people that came to me for help, they got really greedy. Once they start to see Suponic has an existing leverage because of the existing user base. And so they came in, and when they initially asked for help, and they were very nice people, at least I thought. But within 2 weeks, once we reached 14 million, they came to me and asked me to give them 90% of the company.
Oh, wow.
And I told them, well, if you're able to be responsible for these people, then I don't mind giving the entirety of the company. But what is your plan? Like, how do you intend to fulfill your promises? And they told me that they had no desire to do so. They said, this is business. We're in the business of money making. Just by doing this, we're not legally liable, and therefore we have no reason to be able to fulfill our promises to the end. As long as they get their token, we'll leave everything to the market. And I said, well, but these people are coming in with an expectation that the coin is going to have value and that there's going to be ongoing improvements and so forth. That's going to help actualize the goals together. This is the part where the distributors, marketers, and the company should become one, so that these goals are actually fulfilled. And when I told them to them, they laughed at it. They were like, "Why do you care? You don't know them." And I sort of like, with your attitude, I cannot give this company to you, and I will take this responsibility upon myself if that's what it takes. So this is when I transformed that GGP, and then I put my name, the company name Suponic on it, and called it Suponic Game Coin.
Jay, so where did you get the name Suponic? I'm just curious for historical purposes.
Okay, so Suponic stands for super ionic ice.
What?
It's a super ionic ice. It's a special condition of matter that exists under extreme atmospheric conditions in space, where a matter it can be both solid and liquid at the same time. And so something that was deemed to be impossible, they now realize it is possible. And so I wanted to come up with a name that is catchy. At the same time, I wanted to really, I see so many people at the time suffering from cryptocurrency, being the victims. And there was not a lot of people that really stood up to what they believe was to be right in terms of ethics. So I want to create a group that, we said you can do the right thing and still be successful. And so that was one point that I wanted to show, that we're doing the impossible. Number two, our technology was able to display some very phenomenal feats. And so usually when a blockchain is faster, it compromises security. And when the security is increased, it compromises speed. But we have created something that was able to be fast and secure. And so and I thought it would be apt to be able to call it Suponic, which stands for doing the impossible.
Gosh. Can I say something, Jay, please?
Yeah.
I just want to say that your story just blows me away, and the integrity that you have and everything that you've been through leads to right now. And I feel the presence of everyone here, just the support. And yes, we may be small right now, but like where this is going to go, this is the future. I see this as the future beyond COVID-19, where the whole world resets into the digital space, and what this can do for the sporting arena, what this can do for the gaming industry, what this can do for the future of social media, what this can do. What you said that really stands. The thing what you said, Jay, about all the cryptocurrencies. I've been to the United Nations 2 times also with cryptocurrency, just a heads up. And I had created a social media, but the gamification is the missing element to make this fun. And I've always said this saying, monetization is the technology beyond blockchain. Because right now, what I heard you say is we have all these different cryptocurrencies and they're just sitting here taking market share from one another. It's a complete, if anything, Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme in my eyes, because it is, because there is no monetization. When Robert Kiyosaki said your net worth is your net worth, it was such a smooth saying that no one ever questioned the true potential of what that is. So if we have a monetized network and a binary compensation plan or whatever it is, that structure, I went to Egypt to stand in front of the pyramids of Giza to just be in awe of the true presence of the strongest structure in the world, which is a pyramid. And that is what we stand for. I've been on this path for a long time and have grown teams to 1.1 million people in the world. And we created, this is my background for a second, we created the world's first social media cryptocurrency. And greed took over, just like greed has taken over in your life. And you've learned and found the people that we can trust. Like, I feel like I can trust every one of you that's in this room right here, and that we're on the same mission, and we've been bruised and everything along the way. And now it's time to implement monetization into cryptocurrency for the first time out of thousands and thousands and thousands of coins, and more will come, but it's going to come down. I see this project as the biggest project in cryptocurrency history right here. I want you to know that's how I see this. I'm sure this same goes for so many people in this room right now.
Hey, Jay, this is Nicholas. I got a question.
1 second, please. Can Jay comment on that, please, Jay?
Well, I mean, I'm very happy to be with like-minded people that do have, they say people, like-minded people flock together. And I feel empowered by those that are participating and seeing the vision together. And sometimes it could be a lonely journey. I see a lot of people that are good, and they feel that they're compromised from the world. But I want this to be a heaven for people that come in, and where they can feel that they can trust in the system, integrity of the system, and participate in something that is going to be beneficial for others. And so I'm glad that you said that. I definitely have feel the right energy from you, and together I feel that as a family and as a group, we're going to be able to succeed together in this goal.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, Nicholas. Please.
Thank you, Ryan. Jay, I have some members who have been wondering whether you will have a online store that will have more accessories, apparels, and electronics to be used for the SGC token.
That's a very good question. Just today, we had a coin company that came to us with 20,000 members. And the first thing that I looked at when I saw the products, I was like, it must have been a very hard time for you. And he's just like, how did you know type look? And I'm saying, well, I understand responsibility when I see one. But the problem with these physical tangible goods is they're not the most profitable. The margin is so low. They're telling me their margin was like their profit model was about 4% of the entire sales. And so this is because they're giving away, first of all, there's only 10% margin to begin with because the product is placed so cheaply. And at the same time, they have, they're giving away 60% of the revenue that they create, of the profit that they're creating as well. And so they end up with something less than 4%. And I said, but how can you lead a company? And at the same time, they're not only purchasing the product, they're coming with an anticipation that the coin value will rise once it's placed on an exchange. And so all I heard from them was a sigh. And so they are now going to switch the entirety of their business model to Suponic. They felt the very vision that they have and within Suponic and the ecosystem. And once they've understood it, they realized what we're doing. And they were very relieved that they're able to partner with us in that regard. I see, but even so, I do also feel, apart from the profit side and the efficiency of the business model in engaging tangible products, I think Suponic is a pretty cool logo. It has a pretty cool branding, and it's a very premium branding at that, since we've only introduced products that we seem to be quite unique and special. And the design is beautiful. So, and we do have a lot of products as well. So my immediate thought was, profitability or not, we do want to be able to engage in people and have them be proud to wear a badge and a name in the varying products. So yes, so we have acquired an e-commerce platform. We had one in the past, and the one we saw today was actually quite good as well. So on top of that, we can probably add our products to the e-commerce sites that people can utilize that as well. This is a good point. Since you raised the issue on the topic of e-commerce, I just want to mention one thing about the liquidity pool and how this pertains to e-commerces in the future. In the immediate sense, with the e-commerce, we may be accepting fiat currency and bitcoins for the products, but once we also have completed something called the pay system. And with the pay system, what happens with the pay system is once you have a liquidity organic pool achieved, and people realize that you're able to cash out on the HTC coins. So say you want to sell about $1 million worth of HTC coins. With a 3,000 current user base, then create a liquidity in a pool where you're able to liquidate it and exchange for real cash without interfering with the value of the coin, right? So if the liquidity pool is low, basically when you're trying to sell the coins, there's not enough buyers and it's just going to drive the coin value low. But when you have 3,000 active people that are constantly playing the game at any given moment, they're going to start buying up these coins, right? And so once the liquidity pool is achieved, well, the pay system that we created is going to replace PayPal. It's going to replace Visa, MasterCard. Because if you have a money in your bank and, you're just waiting on the exchange, you're just waiting on the interest rates to be able to benefit from the interest rates, that's a pretty boring thing. This is why people start investing their money into stocks in hopes that volatility is going to give them an opportunity to create that extra money. But if Suponic Game Coin and the liquidity pool and the volatility that we create, the positive volatility that we created, through a concurrent user base is achieved, then what that's going to happen is people are not going to want to have their money sitting in a bank. They're going to have one sitting in a Suponic exchange, where they know that the Suponic game coin is going to be increasing in value higher than the bank interest rates and potentially higher than Bitcoin. And when that happens, Suponic game coin is no longer just a game credit. Suponic game coin becomes the currency of the world. And so we already have a system implemented in place. Within that phase, people are able to come in using the HTC coins, and they can immediately purchase coffee. And so what we created was something beyond just the gaming platform. The gaming platform is kind of the tip of the iceberg. It's going to create that liquidity pool. It's going to create that value. And yes, we're going to add a lot of fun games to it to make that happen. But once that initial hurdle has gone over, our coin value is going to be far more